Hi, my name is Rob Barrett. You're watching Cooking for Dads. Today we're gonna make pecan salmon. I don't even like salmon, but I like this. It's super easy. Come on, let's go get our stuff. All right, since we're making salmon, we want to kind of find out what the best kind is. We're here with Darrell, the fish expert. So Darrell, what are the main kind of differences between these three salmon types?
Well, the main difference is we've got a farm-raised Canadian salmon. It's going to be a little bit more moist, maybe not quite as much flavor, but we've got a nice sockeye here that's from Alaska. It's a USA product. It's wild. It's going to have a lot more flavor actually, but not quite as much moisture to it.
So these two are actually the same, they're just cut differently?
Right. Yep, this one comes in a whole fish, and we cut it off of a whole fish, as opposed to this one, which comes in as a fillet, and we just cut it into whatever size our customers like.
So the big difference in the the whole farm versus wild issue is kind of there's some flavor and some texture difference.
Yep, correct. It's kind of the wild fishermen put out things about the farm raised, and farm raised put out things about the wild. But yeah, I mean, most of it's just a matter of what you prefer. I mean, ours are both safe, and we feel that they're both a good product. So. And
they're about priced the same right now. Yeah, well, this is on sale.
As a matter of fact, they are generally about the same price right now, because this right now is coming as a previously frozen product. Once we get into the fresh Copper River season, which starts in a couple weeks, then you'll see quite a price jump, because once the fresh season starts, it's a little bit more expensive.
That's the real stuff, that Copper River stuff, right?
That is the real stuff. That's the most flavorful salmon in the world. It's the richest flavor. It's definitely by far going to out-flavor anything that's out there. So.
Well, great. Well, we'll get a piece of this hand-cut salmon here for Atlantic, and we'll be set. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks so much.
Yep.
All right, we got our salmon. We're gonna get the rest of the stuff. Get some honey. Get some Dijon mustard. Pecans. Pecans. We need help. I always want to say pecan. I don't know why I try to be crazy.
From the south?
Get some pecans. Get some breadcrumbs like this panko breading. Otherwise, we're gonna make some from a piece of toast when we get back. Get some fresh parsley like this. You don't need very much. You can even use dried if you need to. You're also going to need about 1 inch of butter. You don't have to, but I'm going to serve this with couscous and broccoli, so get some of that if you want to. All right, so we've got all of our stuff. Make sure you have some parchment paper. Let's go. As I said before, I don't really care for salmon, but I actually don't mind this recipe. My wife loves salmon, so I'm going to make this for Mother's Day. To get started, get 3 spoonfuls of the honey. So it doesn't have to be exact, just basically 3 spoonfuls worth. Wash off your spoon and your finger. Four spoonfuls of Dijon mustard. 2. 1 inch of butter melted. Okay, then just stir all that up. Okay, just like that. Now put it aside and we're going to make the breading. If the pecans you bought aren't chopped up, you're going to have to chop them up as small as possible. You want about a fistful or a 1/4 cup. The recipe actually calls for a 1/4 cup, but I just do a handful and you can see it's the same amount. Put that in a bowl. Next, take your parsley, wash it, and then chop it up. You need about 1 spoonful. Okay, just 1 spoonful of that, put it in your bowl. Next, you want a 1/4 cup or a handful of breadcrumbs. If you don't have them, you can make them using a piece of toast. Just take a piece of bread, toast it as much as possible without burning it, put it in a plastic bag, break it all up as small as possible, and there you have it, breadcrumbs. All right, they're all broken apart. You've got breadcrumbs. We need about a quarter cup's worth or a handful. We know what a quarter cup looks like, so just put that amount in your hand and dump it in your bowl. With your hands, just stir that together. That is your breading mix. Okay, we're almost done. Get your baking sheet, put some parchment paper down. Just like that. Take your salmon. Make sure the skin side is down. Put some pepper and salt. I guess most people say salt and pepper. Okay, now take your Dijon mixture and just kind of spread that around. You can use a brush if you want, or just a spoon or a fork works as well. Coat the entire salmon with the mixture. Try to get the sides a little bit if you want. Get a nice thick layer there. And take your breadcrumb mixture, put that all over and pat it down. This will do 3 or 4 salmon fillets, or 1 or 2 if they're really big like this. This is a lot of salmon fillet. If you need more mixture, you can always make more. Preheat your oven to 450 degrees. Once it's hot, put this in for about 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how thick your salmon is. This is a big honking piece, so it's probably going to be about more like 15 minutes. We're going to check it, we're going to cut into it, make sure it's not pink at all in the middle, but don't overcook it, very important. While our salmon is baking, we're going to make our couscous and our broccoli. For the couscous, just follow the box, take an inch of butter, 1.25 cups of water. Put in the all-important flavoring packet if there is one. Put this on high until it boils. To steam broccoli, take your broccoli and wash it. Cut off the little florets. You can use this part too, but for the special meal, I'm going to kind of leave it out. Kind of break these apart into smaller pieces. All right, it's boiling. Take your couscous and dump it in. Give it a little stir. Turn it off. Cover it up. 5 minutes, you're going to fluff it, and it's all done. To steam your broccoli, get a frying pan that you have a cover for. Put in your broccoli in one layer. Add just enough water to cover the bottom. Put that on high and cover it. This is kind of a down and dirty way of steaming things, but it works really well. You basically want to kind of toss it in the boiling water just until it turns to a dark green. About a minute once the water gets going. All right, our water is boiling. We're just going to kind of stir this around. Again, you don't want to overcook your broccoli, as you don't want to overcook anything. You just want it to get softened up and heated up. You want to keep all that good stuff in there. If you cook it too long, you kind of break down some of the good nutritional value. Our couscous is sat for 5 minutes. Just fluff it up and that's all done. Look how dark green our broccoli is. It is done. We are going to bring it over to the sink. Drain it old school style. Bring it back, turn off the heat, add some butter, a little salt, a little pepper. Just stir that around and you are done. It's been 15 minutes, let's check on our salmon. You can even press on it. This is a little wiggly still, so it probably needs a little bit longer. This is a thick cut of meat, but just to make sure, we're going to cut into it. Well, it's pretty close. We'll give that just a couple more minutes. Most salmon fillets would be done by now, but that's just a super thick one. So anywhere between 12 and 15 minutes should be fine. That is perfect. We're going to cut off the serving. When you serve it, make sure you don't get the skin with it. Try to cut between the skin and the fish. Like this. So that way the skin stays. There you have it, pecan salmon with broccoli and couscous. My name is Rob Barrett. You're watching Cooking for Dads. Cook well. It's worth it.